You too was Hatin. I go by J.Esquire the Barber. This is gonna be my first official video, so give me a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't like it, I'm all for the criticism, good or bad. And y'all let me know what y'all like. Subscribe, hit that like button. J.Esquire the Barber. Alright, so what I'm gonna do right here is set my first initial guideline with my Slimline Pro Li's. It's a cordless Andis clipper. One thing I can tell y'all, and I can't stress it enough, when you set your guidelines, make sure they're even. Make sure it's not sloppy, because if you set a sloppy guideline, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna have a sloppy fade. What I'm doing right now, I'm setting my second initial guideline. I'm using my Andis Masters with the lever fully open, which means the top blade is fully exposed. When you're doing this, you want to make sure you follow whatever your first initial guideline was. So you want to follow that shape. So this right here is my one guard. This is gonna be my next guideline. I'm following the same exact shape that I did with the other 2 guidelines. I work my way up with the highest guards or with the highest notches. So with my Masters, it was all the way open. With my one guard, it's all the way open. Right here, this is my 1.5 guard on my cordless Wahl magic clips. Just because I use my Andis Masters, y'all will learn you don't have to use the same clipper for one haircut. If you learn what the clipper does and you learn how to use it to your advantage, you'll start to see your haircuts come out a lot better because of the different notches and the different sizes, the different shapes of the guards. You'll adjust to it, and I guarantee you it'll make your haircuts better. This right here is my number 2 guard on my cordless Wahl magic clips. Normally I would go with the clipper over comb and knock that bulk off instead of going with another guard. But for this particular client, his hair texture, if you go with clipper over comb, you might cut too much. So I try to stay away from cutting too much hair off because he likes a lot of hair more towards the middle of his head. So that's the purpose of that. But normally I would go clipper over comb. Alright, so now I'm gonna start knocking out all those guidelines that I made. This right here was the ball guideline. I'm using my cordless Wahl magic clips. I got the lever fully closed, and you'll see me go in and out, lifting the lever, closing the lever, lifting the lever, closing the lever. You gotta cut to the pattern of the hair. It's not always gonna be the same length all the way around. You might have some hair that's real dense, real coarse. You might have some hair that's real thin. You might have light spots, bald spots. So you just gotta know how to work around it. Don't be scared to use your clipper. This right here going in sideways just helps me clean up my fade as I go up. Right now I'm knocking out that guideline that I set with the one guard fully open. I got the one guard fully closed on my cordless Wahl magic clips. The more you start to cut hair, the more you'll start to understand what guards to do what, and what guards to stay away from. It took me some time to understand that, but the more I practiced and the more I faced my fears as far as not wanting to mess up, the more I understood what to do. Now I'm going in with my 1.5 guard, and it's fully closed. I'm knocking out whatever weight I see that I don't like. or any weight that I see that's gonna make my haircut look a little bit off, I'm knocking it out with that. And you'll see me, I'll play with the lever a little bit. Right now I'm going with the grain just to lay that hair down a little bit better and not take away that darkness. This right here is a feathering technique. I learned that from one of the students in my class that I went to school with a long time ago. It keeps the darkness, but it also takes away that weight. Now I'm just cleaning up the fade. You always want to go back and just touch it up. This right here is my half guard on my cordless Wahl magic clips, and I'm just adjusting the lever, making that fade just a little bit tighter, and making it transition just a little bit better. I can almost guarantee you, your client will not get upset if you go back, touch it up, just to make sure that haircut is nice. They want to know they got their money's worth. So I guarantee you, they will be all right. This is the part I was talking about when I said don't be scared to go in and use your guards. This right here is one of the smallest guards that you can have, but I'm going up to where I had the 1.5, the white guard. But I'm not using the whole guard. I'm using the corners because I saw some dark spots that I didn't like, and it's pretty much like a feathering technique. Right now we blending in the beard to the fade. You want to make sure that the transition from the beard blend to the fade blend is on point, because that'll actually throw off a haircut. But if you do it right, it'll make the haircut pop even more. What I'm doing right now, I'm spraying a spritz just to keep that hair tight, so when I go to line it up, it doesn't bounce or run away from me. It'll make your haircut look that much crispier. Always make sure to pull away when you're lining somebody up. Never push in, because you don't want to push somebody back. Unless they ask you, hey, I don't like the way my edge grows in, just push it back a little bit. Then that's the client's preference. But if it's just you and they don't say, hey, push me back, don't push them back. This right here is what they call the barber's eye. I spotted something I ain't like. It was kind of dark, so I'm going in with my 1.5 guard. It's halfway on the notch, and I'm just knocking that little dead weight that I didn't like, just to make my haircut look a lot better. Now I got my number 2 guard. It's halfway open, and I'm just knocking out a little bit of weight I saw. There's nothing wrong with going back and double checking. Like I said in the beginning, your client will appreciate it, and I guarantee you to keep them coming back. This right here is Tomb45 Shave Gel. Chris Bosio is the one who patented it. It's an awesome shave gel. It smells good, but it also does its job. It's pretty much the only shave gel I use. When you lining up the beard, always make sure to stretch the skin. If you don't stretch the skin, you can nick them, you can cut them, and you always want to keep the natural shape of the beard. Unless they ask otherwise, always keep that natural shape. This right here is a technique one of the barbers I used to work with showed me. It's a real effective technique, and it'll keep that line right between the mustache and the beard connection really crisp. This particular client likes his mustache really thick. It's all a preference. I got some clients that like their mustache real thin, but he's one of the ones that likes it thick. Pause. So I wasn't gonna show the back, but because his hair grows in so many different directions in the back, I figured I'd show y'all. You're gonna see me brush the hair down. You're gonna see me brush it to the side. His hair texture is it's all over the place. His hair grows to the left, to the right. On the side of his head, it grows down. Some of it grows up, and you'll learn to adjust and learn how to work with that type of hair. But it just takes time and practice. So I always like to show a before, because this particular client, he likes enhancements, and I always show before pictures and before videos of my haircut so people know I gave a good haircut before I just go ahead and put a bunch of hair fibers on somebody. And at the last minute he wanted a part, so here you go. So this right here is the hair fibers. The brand I use is called Toppik. Some of my clients need it, some of them don't. I only do it upon request. I don't put it on everybody. And this is the cut. Hopefully y'all liked it. Hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment. It's your boy J.Esquire the Barber. Chill.